Welcome to the final video in our three-part series on learning Python programming. In this video, we will cover advanced Python programming concepts. Python is a popular high-level programming language used for a variety of applications from web development to data analysis and machine learning. It's important to understand the core programming concepts that underlie the language. In this video, we will cover the basics of object-oriented programming, recursion, and algorithms in Python, with code examples to help you get started. Object-oriented programming. Object-oriented programming is a programming paradigm that uses objects to represent and manipulate data. In Python, everything is an object, including integers, strings, and functions. This means that you can define your own objects with attributes and methods and use them in your code. To create a new object in Python, you need to define a class. A class is a blueprint for an object that specifies its attributes and methods. Here is an example of a simple class definition. In this example, we define a person class with two attributes, name and age, and a method, greet, that prints a greeting using those attributes. We create a new person object named person, passing in the values Alice and 30 as arguments to the constructor. Finally, we call the greets methods on the person object. Recursion. Recursion is a technique where a function calls itself in order to solve a problem. It is often used for problems that can be broken down into smaller subproblems of the same type. In Python, recursion is easy to implement because functions can call themselves with different arguments. Here is an example of a simple recursive function that computes the factorial of a number. In this example, the factorial function calls itself with a smaller argument until it reaches the base case of n equal to 0, at which point it returns 1. The final result is the product of all the numbers from n down to 1. Algorithms. Algorithms are step-by-step procedures for solving problems. They are an essential part of computer science and programming and can be implemented in many different programming languages, including Python. Here is an example of a simple algorithm for finding the maximum value in a list. In this example, the findMax function takes a list of numbers as input, initializes a variable maxNum to the first number in the list, and then loops through the remaining numbers, updating maxnum if it finds a larger number. Finally, it returns the maximum value found. These are just a few examples of the programming concepts that are fundamental to Python. By mastering these concepts, you can begin to write more complex programs and take advantage of the many libraries and frameworks available in the Python ecosystem. With practice and dedication, you can become a proficient Python programmer and tackle a wide range of programming challenges. See you next time.